how you doing? Thanks so much for being here. I'm instructor Dwayne Jenkins. Welcome to Dwayne's Guitar Lessons. Today's video lesson we're going to be looking at the Lydian mode, which is our fourth mode of the 7 modes, okay? Now, in my previous videos, I showed you the other 3 modes, the Ionian mode, the Dorian mode, Phrygian mode, okay? And we're doing these in the key of G. You can do these in any key. So in this particular video series, we're doing them in the key of G major. And these are, if you don't know what the modes are, they're scales that come out of the major scale. They're scale patterns that come out of the 7 notes of the major scale. And each one of them has a little bit different character to them. So that's what you want to do, is learn the modes, learn the character, learn where to play them, and they'll really add to your guitar playing. You can use them for chords, you can use them for scales, solos, all kinds of different things. Just to recap, our Ionian mode was a major mode right here in G. We had our Dorian mode right here in A minor. We had our Phrygian mode right here in B minor. And now we come to the 4th mode, which is the C mode, the Lydian mode, C. And this is a major mode, and it's just right next to the Phrygian mode. Okay, so it's the 4th note. So if we said 1, 2, 3, 4, it's right here, and in the key of G it would be C. And this is a major mode. And we know it's a major mode because of this note right here, the 3rd. It's right here at the 9th fret. So if we can play that C major in that mode. If you notice, there it is right there. So that tells us it's a major mode. Now what's great about this mode, even though it's right next to the Phrygian mode, it's a major mode. So the Phrygian mode is a minor mode, Lydian mode is a major mode because of where the 3rd is located. And even though it's almost the same pattern, I mean it's pretty much the same as the Phrygian, you're just not using the 3rd note here, okay? But it's a major, and what makes it different is the fact that all the notes are the same as a major, except we raise the 4th. So, for instance, if we were going to do, say, a C major scale, that's Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do. Okay? Now what we do, if we give those a number value, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, octave. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to raise the 4th note, and it's going to change the character of the scale. So if you listen, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4. There's our 4. The 3 and 4 are right next to each other in a major scale. So we're going to take that 4 and we're going to move it up to here. Now we're going to have a... So you hear how it just changed that scale, the characteristic of it. And then we do it again. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 would normally be next to the 3, but we're going to raise it. Now we could do this, we could do that, but if we take this note and we put it here, it's going to allow us to stay in the box pattern. So now we have here, one, 2, 3, raised 4th. Now the 4th is next to the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. So all the notes are the same. They're not like the Phrygian mode where we flattened a bunch of stuff, right? We don't do any flats. The only sharp is the raised 4th. So it's like a 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have the 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, 7, octave. And then we do that again. 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then in this particular mode, we also have the 2 in there too. So this mode, the frets would be, the fret numbers would be 8, 10, 7, 9, 10, 7, 9, 10, 7, 9, 7, 8, 10, 7, 8, 10. Pretty much the same thing as the Phrygian mode, except we're not adding the B, we're just starting with the C. So since this is a C, it's a major mode, it works really well over a C major chord progression. Because C's right here. Or even a C chord, you know, if you know what the chord progression is and it's going to a C chord, you know. See how that works? And it still works in the key of G major because it comes out of the key of G major. So in the chords of this, in this Lydian mode, which, you know, it'd be the same as before, C major, but we'd start with C, so we'd start with C major, D major, E minor, F sharp diminished, G major, A minor, and B minor. And then back to C if we do this. So it's the same chords, it's just starting with the C major this time, okay? And once again, you can make all the, you know, the chord progressions you want out of those, and it would fit right over it. So if the chord progression has a C in it, you know, you could come here and play the Lydian mode, and it would sound perfect over that. So once again, it's fairly similar to the Lydian mode. If you watched my video on that, if you haven't, I would recommend check that out. I'll leave the links below for all the videos that I made for the other modes. If you want to check those out, they should be in the links below. And make sure you get them. And once you get these modes down, you know, once you get the mode pattern down, and once again, like I've said many times, thinking patterns, then play it all over the fretboard. Right here, it's C Lydian. And if you played it here, it'd be G Lydian. If you played it here at the 12th fret, it'd be E Lydian. So make sure that you know it very well in different keys. And then if you said, okay, if you're playing an E Lydian right here, what major scale we're going to be? Well, that's the 4th, the 3rd, the 2nd, the 1st. We'd be in B major. So you want to really know that stuff. It really helps, I think, for, you know, just knowledge of the fretboard. And then once you learn it right here in C, then work with it with your other patterns, like I mentioned before in the last video I made about, you know, being able to move around the fretboard from the Ionian mode to the Dorian mode, the Phrygian mode, the Lydian mode. Okay? And then that way you'll have mastering more of the fretboard and master the intervals, you know? But it's pretty much the same thing as the Phrygian mode as far as the intervals go. The only difference is you're starting on the C note instead of the B note, and it's what makes it a major instead of a minor, okay? So work on that. And one more thing here, I've got my book that I wrote. It's called How to Play the Modes. It's called How to Play Guitar Modes for Beginners and Intermediate Students. It's a book I wrote. As you can see, it's got a lot of pages in there. It's a lot of diagrams. It teaches you everything you need to know about the modes. Well, maybe not everything, but as you can see, quite a bit of stuff here. Teach you all about how to work with the chords within the scales and the patterns, and you know, you've got all that stuff in here. As you can see, I've got diagrams. A lot of good stuff in here about the modes. Tells you how to play them in different keys and how to create licks out of them so they sound musical, because you want to be able to know that the half step, whole step formula for them. This is what makes them different. Some of the licks that you can make out of them, stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, I recommend checking that out. That you can find that at my website at dwaynesguitarlessons.com. Really help me out, support my channel, what I'm doing here. So work with your Lydian mode. Make sure that you know it. Maybe work with some, backing tracks, or get some chord progressions with a looper pedal. And once again, you're in the key of G major, so any of these chords that I mentioned will work really well. Create you a simple chord progression out of 3 or 4 chords, and then work with Lydian Mode and soloing over it and seeing how it works. And then you can even look at the mode and see where the chords are in it as well, because it works really well with chords too. Okay, so thank you so much for being here. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave me a comment below if you have any questions, or if you found any discoveries within the mode yourself. I would recommend leaving that below too, because it really helps people come along and discover the video. Okay, so until our next lesson, keep practicing and take care.
Audio Jungle.